Now, some naysayers of IUL try to frame this as a negative, but in reality, they don't really understand the purpose of it. That said, let's take a minute to look at a charge that often gets mischaracterized, the surrender value, because it's not really a normally expensed charge in the traditional sense. You'll see this on policy ledgers for index universal life and fixed index annuities, especially. There'll be an account value, cash value side, and there'll be a separate column for the surrender value. Now, the surrender value is the accessible cash value for disbursement and policy loans. In the first 10 to 15 years, you'll see a lower surrender value compared to the account value. The difference decreases over time until it's zero at the end of those 10 to 15 years. Then the account value and the surrender value, by extension, will equal each other. It's similar to the concept of a vesting schedule, like with a 401k, where to get fully invested, the employee needs to work a certain number of years. Now, fundamentally, the surrender value is there for the scenario if a person was to walk away from their policy and cash it out completely. Then they would receive the surrender value amount. The insurance company does this to recuperate costs, policy costs, to cover their expenses if the policy owner were to flat out cancel in those first 10 to 15 years. Basically makes the insurance company whole on the transaction if the policyholder walks away. Now, some naysayers of IUL try to frame this as a negative, but in reality, they don't really understand the purpose of it. If the policyholder doesn't surrender the policy in those first 10 to 15 years, then they'll never experience any of these surrender charges. Remember, these policies are meant to be lifelong assets that grow our tax-free wealth. Now, important note is that the surrender value is closely tied to policy design. If we design correctly, then we can reduce the surrender value difference by allowing us to have more access to our money, especially in early years.